What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. Now, with this video, we are jumping into Superman and the Authority, issue number 3. And if you haven't been keeping up with this line, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on in this line. And so far, what we have seen is Superman is forming a new team. With the story picking up in the future, he is building a team made up of Midnight, Apollo, Steel, Manchester Black, and currently they are inside the mind of Enchantress, trying to free her. With Devamore having her under his control, it's going to take everything they have to be able to free her. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 3, we are picking up in Alaska. And we are picking up with June, aka Enchantress. She is currently finding herself showering, getting dressed, but not really sure exactly where she is right now. But as she finishes getting ready, this is when she sees Kal-El. So we know that she has made it back to Fort Superman. Of course, she is completely unaware of this up to this point, trying to figure out where she is, looking around the fortress, completely unaware of where she might be. That is until Kal-El tells her that she is here at the generosity of the host, which is Superman. And walking into the room, seeing the entirety of the team, seeing the round table, she realizes that she was in hell. Her memory comes flooding back, remembering seeing all of them there, realizing that this was not a dream, but this was reality. And this is where we pick up inside the Enchantress's head. And inside of her head, she is trapped. Devamore is keeping her inside, keeping her sedated, keeping her compliant and to his will. And with our team making their way into this place, into this hellscape that she has created, that's exactly what Superman tells her. Though Devamore has an end goal of obliterating all good from the world, and some twisted idea that will also create a world of good after it's all gone. Or at least he'll feel good after all good in the universe has been wiped away. But he is using Enchantress. He is preying on her weakness, keeping her down, keeping her compliant. But Superman lets her know that this all is a creation in her own mind. She is the one creating this hellscape. She has complete control over everything going on. She simply needs to remember. She needs to remember who she is. She needs to remember how powerful she truly is. And to break out of this prison, to break out of this hell and release all of them. And that's exactly what we see happen. We see the Enchantress stand up, remembering who she is, remembering what she is. She breaks this prison down. And as this hellscape breaks into a million different fractions, we see Superman carrying her out. And with all of these memories back, Enchantress, she woke up feeling a bit different, feeling as if something actually is not missing inside of her. Now, with Enchantress being free, her first thought is like, alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for the assist, I'm gonna head out. But Manchester Black, he reminds her that she doesn't come with a relatively clean rap sheet. Enchantress is definitely not a good guy. She's definitely a wanted individual. But what Superman is offering is more or less a get out of jail free card. An opportunity for all of them to work together as a team, kind of like Suicide Squad in the aspect that you'll earn your freedom serving on this team. Now, obviously, seeing this as an opportunity, with Superman saying that he needs her help, these guys have such inflated egos, such narcissism, that they can't help themselves. When someone like Superman comes up and says they want help, these guys cannot help themselves, but actually do it. But the team is working together to find one last teammate. That teammate being Leah Nelson, aka Light Ray. Now Superman, he's still keeping everything very close to the chest. He's not divulging the overall plan on why this team is even forming to begin with. He's gave them the base idea that he wants to create a more or less Justice League of the future. But he wants this team to be better. Where the Justice League fails, he's hoping that these individuals can come together and essentially replace him in the near future. Because as it stands, Superman's powers are fading. They have been fading for quite some time now. And Superman, looking gray, looking old, he's gotten to a point where he's using the Supermobile for most of his getting around. He hardly even flies anymore. Though he definitely has his strength. He definitely still can kick some butt. He is not nearly the Superman that we know and love. And he also lets them know, before they get into any kind of full-fledged battles or anything like that, he needs them to know that while they shouldn't be killing, he really wants them to try to the best of their ability to just enable people, to immobilize them, to knock them out, something of that nature. They don't have to do it nicely, but he's asking that everybody do the best to their ability to not kill anybody. But Enchantress, she was brought on specifically because she is going to be able to get through Light Ray's home defenses. And so Enchantress and Apollo, these two are going to go in and try to get Light Ray to join this team. Apollo going just in case Enchantress is going to need some muscle. Superman is planning to be the bait. Because while they're planning to do this, Superman is definitely expecting some kind of attack. He's expecting some kind of trouble from somewhere. Not knowing where this is going to be, he has the rest of the team on standby. And that's what's going to take us to Earth's orbit. And we're picking up with Ultra-Humanite. Now realizing that Superman is at his weakest point, Ultra-Humanite has been waiting for this day for so long. And so Ultra-Humanite is finally making his attack, having his army of more or less synthetic cyborg type people. He is about to wage war on Earth, and he is going to start the fight at Superman. And that is what's going to take us to Mars, August 2001. And we are seeing the birth of a child. Not just any child, but the first child ever to be born on Mars. But little did any of them know that this newborn child would eventually grow up to be Light Ray, with all the powers of the rainbow, the first girl to be born on Mars. 4-time winner of Celebrity Crisis, Light Ray, who illuminates the darkness, who elevates the spirit and brings the dazzling young dawn. And though she may look cheerful, she may look happy and spunky all the time when she's out and about, when she's doing the Light Ray thing. But the reality is, when she is alone, when she is at home, sitting in the darkness, this is when she is her saddest. This is when she is her most depressed. And as she sits here in this darkness, this is when the darkness comes to find her. Feeling her sadness, using the darkness to his advantage, Eclipso makes his way into her home. And with Light Ray disappearing into the darkness, this is where Apollo shows up. Apollo shining as bright as the sun, lighting up all of this darkness. Arriving at the home of Light Ray, there is no sign of her. And so with Apollo not knowing what to do next, he goes to radio in and figure out what their next course of action is to do. With Light Ray not being anywhere to be found, this is where Apollo gets sideswiped by Leah's bodyguard. But that's when we're gonna pick up in Dubai, because this is where Ultra-Humanite is launching his invasion. And so we have Steel, Manchester Black, and Midnighter, our team on standby, and they are here ready to fight, ready to take on anything Ultra-Humanite is going to shoot their way. But as these three are on the ground, as this invasion is taking place, Manchester Black, of course, is arguing who is the leader while they're out in the field. While, of course, Midnighter saying, this is Superman's team. He's the one that created this. He's the one that gave us the orders. But Manchester Black, he is saying that while they are out in the field, he is the one in command. But Midnighter tells him, for the record, if anyone were to seem qualified to do this, it would definitely be Steel as the leader and not you, just for the record. But of course, none of this is relevant right now, because as it is freaking raining robots from the sky. But after they're done bantering, after they're done arguing about all of this, they get ready to kick it into high gear, with Steel recognizing some kind of meta powers nearby. Manchester Black proclaims that they are the authority, only to get immediately electrocuted and another team coming down claiming that they are actually the authority. And so while Manchester Black and the rest of the team handle all of that, that's what's taking us to Fort Superman. And as he walks by all of the statues of the individuals that he has faced during the years, we're seeing a little bit of everybody. We're seeing Lex, we're seeing Brainiac, we're seeing Bizarro, there's Darkseid, Doomsday, a little bit of everybody that Superman has ever defeated in combat. But as he is walking by them, he recognizes something is out of place. Because of all the statues, he never remembers seeing a Solomon Grundy statue. He never remembers having this. And when he stops, when he looks back, Solomon Grundy attacks. But this isn't some mindless creature. This isn't the Solomon Grundy that we know and love. This Solomon Grundy has been taken over by Ultra-Humanite, swapping out their brains, giving him the strength and the ability to be able to take down Superman, especially in his weakened state. This is the best opportunity Ultra-Humanite will ever get at taking down the Man of Steel. And though Solomon Grundy definitely has the upper hand, he is inside Fort Superman, which means the Supermobile is very close by. Calling it over, it knocks the crap out of Solomon Grundy, and Superman, he hops in, jumping into the cockpit and charging full speed at Solomon Grundy. Grundy pounds down his fists, and he smashes the crap out of it. And this is where Ultra-Humanite lets him know that for years, for decades, he had wanted to kill Superman, to take him down, to swap out their brains so that he could have the power of Superman, so that he could be Superman. But now seeing Superman in this weakened, ridiculous state, he has no interest anymore. He's not even worthy of fighting anymore. But he lets him know that he is going to take him. He's going to take him and he is going to use him. Because at the end of the day, Ultra-Humanite still wants to take over this planet. And if Superman is not a prime candidate for him to take over, he will use Superman as the bait to lure in Superboy and eventually take him over instead. And so with Superman now knocked out, Ultra-Humanite throws him over his shoulder and lets him know that they are going to Kandor, the only place where they have the surgical equipment to be able to swap out their brains. And together, they are going to remake the world. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This has been an absolutely terrific line so far, with us getting some Manchester Black, Apollo, Midnighter, Steel, Light Ray. This is going to be one formidable team, especially with Enchantress backing all of this up. You know, I know a lot of individuals haven't been too happy with the idea of Superman becoming weaker, but honestly, I'm kind of on board for it. Just because I enjoy the change. You know, our superheroes, they've been around almost a century at this point in reality, in real life. And so the idea that we're moving on to new heroes, even if it's temporary, I like that idea. It's giving other people finally the opportunity to take over the spotlight. It's giving characters like Jonathan the opportunity to really truly shine. Now we all know, you know, Superman, he doesn't die. You know, eventually he comes back. We even see him in House of L during the Future State event in the far, far future. Superman ends up being one of the last individuals alive next to Wonder Woman. So we know for a fact that Superman, he doesn't die. He may disappear for quite some time. It may be even decades that Superman is gone for. But we know that Superman eventually returns. He eventually fights Darkseid again. And so it's going to be really interesting to see him go through all of these events. Not only that, we can only assume that at some point in time, he finds a way to keep his power. Because he's flying through the entirety of the universe. And as it stands, he can barely fly. So we have to assume that he gets rejuvenated, that his power comes back. Whatever is dampening his power, he figures out what it is. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.